So MVP get its second pick, and that's smart because that's almost like having a
it's really
second
smart.
pick.
If you don't pick it, then you're giving it away to MVP.
Yeah,
but
for free too.
If you pick it and then it doesn't match up well with Lich, then surely you'll fall into a trap of being counted all the way through the draft.
Well, either way, it's bad.
Yes. The only people that can benefit from this is MVP. I think that's a really smart opener.
I love when teams do this. Like, we've been seeing it more and more from this tournament, maybe team specific, but okay, we do have AA picked up, but we've been seeing this support or this completely random hero picked up in the first phase. This one makes a lot more sense, but we've been seeing like first pick Disruptor, first pick Rubik, but that's a lot more team specific. This one is just a calculated decision.
So they had to take the Slider. They just could not afford to give it to Cure.
They go with the Void.
They figured this
Void
out.
Lich offlane is one of the best combos in the whole game. And why I like the Lich in particular against LGD. LGD is not known to end games fast. And they're like very greedy, and I feel Lich usually punishes that like very, very hard.
Yeah, it also slows down, like we were saying, LGD is very team fight oriented, and they need their level 6s in order to go and take those fights probably around like the 10 to 14 minute mark. Lich slows down you getting your level 6, getting your ultimate, so it's interesting approach by them.
Very early game though. Early game hero too, so it basically what the hero offers to you is good early game, you win your lane, and then good team fight. Because just basically what MVP need to do, they need to win the lanes, and they need to have a hero that's like what you guys said, good team fight. Because against LGD you want team fight.
And Lich Void together is so good in team fights. You get two heroes in Chrono because the Chrono AoE is pretty much the same AoE the bounce of the Lich ulti has.
Yep.
So it is an amazing combo. What I also would like to see, they ran it in the past, not so much recently, but a dual lane Lich middle to crush maybe, who has been the momentum carrier for the team. I think it could be something we can see here.
Lich PL, Lich PA?
Yeah, something like that.
No, not PA, not
Lich
PA.
Morphling. Lich Morphling is really strong.
You think PA went to? Come on, dude, don't say PA. You're gonna give us all a heart attack over here. All right. They are the one team that would run it though, and it's relatively decent versus Slardar.
But it's not very good versus the Void.
Yeah. If you do Lich dual and middle, you want some burst, like something like a Morphling.
But yeah, we did talk about it yesterday, and every single time that LGD's played, you know, something needs to happen to shut down maybe. Yep. And we were saying doing the dual lane approach is one of the better options, but we have seen him come out super far ahead even when teams dueling him, so it's a bit of a scare factor.
The drop has been a very big change for both teams. Like Invoker has been picked up very early in some of the games for LG. They prioritize the hero a lot, and in this matchup they don't seem like they want to go for the hero.
Yeah, very appropriate bans by MVP. You know, the Ember and the Invoker, that's pretty much the most dominant heroes that we've been seeing coming out from LGD, and they both play the Ember. You know, the aggressive and maybe both play it, so it's a double ban there.
And they usually don't first phase it, they always second phase it, so those bans are perfectly fine. Banning out the Slark though, when you have the AA yourself, they must give a lot of respect to KO because AA is actually a hard counter to Slark.
But don't you think Slark is like really good in general in this meta? Because there's like the new item, all the new items is good on him, like Echo Saber, and he has very few like strong counters in the meta.
Yeah, we did see it, like, it was kind of forgotten for a while, and then yesterday, just like, 2 Slark games back-to-back, and the Slark went completely on a rampage both those games.
Like for LGD, do you think like the Wind Ranger plus Lada combo would be good? And it's really good if you're against a dual lane with Lich, because you have Wind Run, it's harder to kill you.
It would be good, but then again, what hero doesn't deal a lot of damage with Slardar? Like physically,
anyone does it.
Yeah, like, there's Windrunner. They could even go back to DK if they want the more stable mid lane.
Or more lockdown as well.
Or even TA if they want more like burst.
Although TA against Void is kind of like...
Oh yeah, the duration.
It's very hard to play.
You need to get Manta.
Yeah, you do.
And you don't like it, so you're definitely not gonna recommend it. Please
don't trigger him. Don't trigger him already.
Focusing on the draft, Winter. We got Lion for MMY, one of his most accomplished supports.
10-minute Blink Dagger every single game, basically. Between the 10 and 12-minute mark, he will always have his Blink Dagger. And it's also just a very good setup with the Ancient Apparition. They're able to... He can set up on his own solo ganks with the AA Blast all over the map, and he does tend to do that a lot.
Look at the system both teams are running right now. It's going to be most likely a very passive early game, because if you look at the 4 supports alone, AA, Lion, Lich and Disruptor, they're just going to sit in their lane and get level 6. Most likely that's what's going to happen.
But that's going to favor MVP Phoenix a lot because they have the Lich. I actually expected... Okay.
It's not their usual game, you know, like they want to take control of the early game, they want to roam. Yeah, but I guess when they open a draft with Lich, you kind of expect your supports to be sitting in the lanes.
I was going to mention it early, but Lycan is really good against Lich lineup in general because you can really punish
You push.
That you don't have, you have no anti-push. You have Disruptor, Void, Lich. All these heroes, they can't defend against the Lycan push. A DK last pick for middle would be really good for them, I think.
LGD's probably looking at either... They haven't really picked Death Prophet at all in this tournament, but it could be one of the possibilities for them. Not sure if they favor it so much, but I do, the DK or maybe the Alchemist that we have seen before.
The Lycan for LGD is currently 90% win rate for the last 3 months for them. They've only picked it 11 times, but they've won 10 of the games they've played on it.
And one of them was here.
It was.
It was.
This is really, really scary for MEP. Like, looking at the first 4 heroes of LGD, like, basically what MEP needs to do now is just... They have to win their lanes. If they don't win their lanes, the push comes, they don't have good D push, it's gonna be very difficult for them.
They need to survive.
They have to, like, get some advantage from the lane, and when the push comes, they need to initiate with the Chronosphere and just take the team fight. That's the only way they will defend the towers.
And we were talking about how LGD adapts, and they've been adapting throughout this entire tournament. We look at that draft. That is not really very ulti cooldown reliant. Sure, the Lycan has a relatively long cooldown on his ult, and the
MVP
Lion,
is ulti reliant now.
MVP is extremely ulti reliant, so they've kind of like, it's like a role reversal here. And now it's actually an absolute switch up. That's very interesting.
It's gonna be carry Void.
You don't like that?
I do not like Tide Lich offlane too much, because Tide wants to push in the lane and then pull the camp, and Lich wants to anti-push the lane. So I actually think we might be seeing a dual lane middle here.
Yeah, more than likely.
But it's still okay. But I think that despite you mentioning Lich Tide might not be too good together,
it is still very good. Of course.
It's still very good.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe not the most ideal, but it's still possible that they lane those two together. But going back to the fact that you guys are talking about the cooldowns, relying a lot on cooldown, but basically that's like I think one of the best ways of approaching a game where your opponent is starting to do a team fight push strategy. When they're gonna 5-man and push, you have very good team fight, so you can defend the towers.
It is gonna be so hard to like touch MVP. As soon as this Tidehunter walks forward, what are you gonna do? Like, you have to back off.
Necrobolt, Mana Burn.
Mana Burns,
that is like the only way they have.
And they have Ice Blast.
And they have Lion too, for the mana drain as well later on if he's in...
I think they can kill the Tide pretty easily. They just crush Ice Blast Finger, he's gonna die in the team fight.
We've said it like multiple times as well here, and just like anytime you see a Tidehunter versus an Ancient Apparition, in the laning phase, if he's in a disadvantaged position, he's just able to die super easily because of the Chilling Touch.
If he gets hexed once, like even the supports can almost solo kill him.
Chilling Touch with Howl, it's an absurd amount of right-click damage coming out.
It's like 100 per hit, if not more.
It's basically double damage on all your heroes that are in that lane.
Seeing the Medusa ban, obviously LGD plans to push early S5, and Medusa can completely stop that when she gets too fat, so I really like that ban. Have we seen MVP run at this tournament? It was only Fnatic, right?
No, only Fnatic.
But QO has a history of playing the hero for sure, and they know that, so I really like the ban.
So the last hero...
We see the DK ban.
Ban the DK, very makes sense. MVP takes the TA for themselves, so that's very interesting approach.
It's very good at jumping the back lines. If you go for the blink early enough, you can kill the AA very easily. It's easy for you to burst the Slada if he's on sprint as well. And it's just like they want to win their lanes, go for the team fights.
I really like it against LGD too, because the only...
And the trap, no, that's a trap. The trap's for the Roshan.
Trap's
like,
of course, to see when they do it, But they do go for the Viper.
I
really love it. It's like the hardest...
This pickup.
No, that's the hardest counter.
You think Jakiro counters TA more than Viper?
Waga told me Jakiro is the hardest matchup.
Paul just got a big smile on his face over there because of you saying that.
I like the fact that Winter likes Jakiro as well. Thank you to all three of our panelists. We'll get their thoughts after game one, but let's head to the commentary desk next. Toby1, the microphone is yours, sir.
Thanks a lot, Red. Obviously, I'm here with the experts of Templar Assassins.
I told Kiro to speak.
Waga, obviously. Do you agree with Winter? Is Jakiro the counter pick, or is the Viper the better choice?
Jakiro is harder to play against than Viper. Yeah, Winter's right. I'm sad to admit, but he's right.
Well, it's a good thing we're just not even paying attention right now, so he doesn't have to know.
He never
that
pays attention.
It's true. It's true.
Don't tell him.
That's the reason why we put him on the panel, not as a caster, because here it's going to get intense. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have LGD versus MVP, a full best of 3. I'm hoping for an action-packed style again. We're going to go straight to the games. And it is time to get underway. MVP versus LGD. The winner of this series will face up in the lower bracket round 5 up against Team Liquid later on today, only separated by the OG NewBee game. But MVP versus LGD. Waga, let's first get your thoughts.
Well, last time they played against each other was here at the Manila Major. In the group stage, they LGD actually went 2-0 against MVP, destroyed them pretty hard. It was a little bit of a different meta though, because we've seen it evolve, now Lifestealer being a high priority and some other entrants coming out. But this is definitely a switch up, right? LGD, as the panel said, are playing MVP style. But meanwhile, MVP, they also have a pretty typical draft, I think. While they don't have the Slardar, an aggressive Void, they have TA. I think they can still play their style with this.
It's kind of funny. I was talking to a man that shall be, well, not named as far as my information goes, but as far as he is like, talking like MVP, we're talking about like the difference with how like LGD and MVP will battle, and talking about like how MVP will normally try and dictate the pace of the game to LGD, while LGD will wait it out, and then like you just let MVP break on your shoulders, and you just take the kills time and time again, and eventually you'll get yourself ahead. But MVP, it's almost like they got I don't say like they got like a combination of the both. Like you got these big teamfight ultimates, but then you got a Templar assassin. Like, you want someone who can set a pace. TA can easily do that.
She can, but I'm very worried, though, because AA is so amazing both against TA and Void, and I don't like that they picked Void into the AA. I think that's going to be very difficult to execute. Any form of carry Void against AA when you can't heal, the time walk is so important. It's your bread and butter.
I'm wondering how long, too, this mid lane is going to remain a one-on-one matchup, because maybe it's just going to completely, like, zone out QO. And you can see him, like, he's getting very aggressive against QO, invading up onto the high side.
It's a Howl Viper. You can't really win against this as TA. Yep. When Lycan also adds up that extra damage, Viper is just so strong.
But then do you try and rotate Febby down? Do you try and change the balance of that lane?
I think you can't. You don't have too good rotations here coming out from MVP. They should just focus to win against the Lycan, slow down his progression, and make sure Tidehunter has a big impact.
Well, and like QO just eventually, well, he's already got his bottle up and running, so it's not that bad. He's got the regeneration. Top lane, there may be, if Forev stays here a little bit too long, yep, MMY is going to rotate up, Chilling Touch, the bonus damage is there. At LGD, they didn't even need the bonus damage, they claim first blood against Forev's offlane Tidehunter.
Just underestimating the AA. AA in tri-lane scenario is always so strong, so well played by MMY there, and that's why boots early for Lion is so great.
Easy rotations. He even had a look behind the mid lane. So LGD, they want to try and find openings wherever they possibly can. Probably another place where we can look for MVP's openings is down that bottom lane up against Zhao Wei. Obviously, he doesn't play like a faceless Void who can time walk off a lot of the damage. And with the Orb of Venom over on MP, he's trying to do a little bit more harassment to Zhao Wei, slow him down, and then let Dubu be the controller. Give him that extra time to just pounce and attack into him. Then use time walk aggressively.
Yeah, exactly. And we see right now LGD and MVP, both of them stacking up the jungle. Tide actually retreating into jungle already after dying there on the top lane.
And this actually brings back almost the full classic off-lane Lich.
Yeah, solo Lich off-lane. Once he has his boots, he's going to be extremely hard to bring down.
Zhao Wei has to turn and double crush, trying to run away from Dubu. He did level up the kinetic field to start with, so he knows there's no glimpse available. MP still wants to play at this, and Zhao Wei triggers off that sprint. It's only level 1 for the moment, and then he comes back in for another double crush on this offlane. The wall will come up, but catches Zhao Wei. But there is no follow-up. Time walks still on cooldown, they go back to their farming.
That's a lot of mana expended, though, from the Disruptor. And they can't really bring down this Slardar. Not yet. Oh, maybe if he goes aggressive here, though.
He's probably hoping there is just no more mana there. Dubu, okay, he gets the field up, but there's no glimpse. That's even more mana wasted. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, it's going to be the initiation onto the Lich. Luckily, he's got that level 1 Frost Armor, which makes it very difficult for LGD to capitalize on it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, QO, he's been having a hard enough time as it is. His side blades keep hitting maybe, which means he keeps getting the Corrosive Skin trigger.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle in that lane. A lot of it comes down to Lycan again. Just that extra damage from the Howl actually makes this mid one-on-one matchup really unfavorable for TA, even though you could do fairly well there. Lich gonna deny himself to neutrals after surviving the top gank.
Quick way back and then allows Forev to soak up all the experience on the top lane. Zhao Wei did the whole walk back to base, but now he comes back to the bottom lane. Level 3 on that Slardar compared to the efficiency you're getting out of MVP, and we're kind of expecting that. Wow, maybe you're dropping low, but you'll be okay. Unless he walks into side blades like that, QO almost finding the line.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage there. Just QO playing really well. He's played TA so many times before as well. He's really solid at it.
And DOTA is really spending so much mana to try and go for Xiao Wei. He went for another kinetic field there.
Lion coming in.
Yeah. Kyo's still got refraction charges up. He's also got melt, and with no detection available, he can just hide inside that, or they can go for the kill. Maybe. Gonna start dropping low. Febby with Kyo, he needs to get that damage off, but he can't do it. Febby's gonna finish the job with one Frost Blast. So it will be a 1-for-1 trade-off, but the Templar Assassin dying first. Febby's on the run, now almost a core. He's got a creep wave coming in behind him, but MMY, he cannot reach him. Febby will get back over to the Radiant side of the river.
Febby is so fast on this Lich. And we saw him play Lich before a lot, and he had some extreme item progression on his Lich. So, gonna be happy surviving here. Almost level 5 already.
Yeah, it's good quick movement. With early Chain Frost, maybe you can also find some quicker picks.
Yeah, with Void, when he has his ulti, that's gonna be the most natural rotation.
Meanwhile, up on that top lane, while all the rotations were happening from LGD, it allowed for Rev to get up in the face of Aggressive. Aggressive is, like, he's the top CSer on the board, but when he's only up against the Tidehunter, it's very difficult for him to continue to get that CS underneath the Anchor Smash.
It is going to be hard for him to stay there, though, because you never know when the Lion is going to come around again. And Tide is not that tanky.
Oh, bottom lane, there's your jump. They're looking for Xiao Wei. Febby's on his way over. Frost Blast will be triggered. Xiao Wei still wants to run away. The sprint amplifies damage a little bit. A double crush available, but Dubu, he held onto the glimpse for so long, and even a time lock from MP, allowing Faceless Void to get the kill on the captain of LGD.
And that's going to be Power Treads, increasing his damage so much before he gets his ulti as well. So solo kill potential is there as he's maxing the bash as well.
MMY, QO is coming over to him. The Observer Ward is down, and thanks to the vision there, actually, he sees the creeps moving. But he doesn't see much more than that, so they understand the QO is doing the farm, but if you move aggressively with maybe, the jig is up.
And definitely, but they're going to go for it anyway. Trying.
Febby's in the neighborhood. He doesn't have his Chain Frost yet. QO, they get the Hex off. He's got Meld, he's got Refraction. He can't get either off. The control is just too good from MMY.
And every single engagement, I can't keep coming back to this, but Lycan makes that impact. Just extra damage. Viper is so evil.
This is such an I would say it's an obvious trap, because are you really expecting a Watermelon to be in a tree at the moment? They want maybe to come underneath the tier 1 tower and attack into Febby, so they can commit the Ravage to ensure the death of the mid. But maybe deciding not to be that aggressive.
Just going for the rune instead. Much better play. I want to see this maybe Viper go for the Dragonlance first here. Would help him so much precision-wise. Not get close enough to get caught out by the Ravage and still be able to do his damage.
We'll see his progression eventually. Looks like the Lycan's going to go for the normal style build, so moving in to the Vladimir's offering. So nothing out of the ordinary there, but it doesn't make us just flag in our minds, so we have to keep an eye over on Roshan.
Big thing to note right now is LGD. They're freeing up the top lane, trying to get level 6 on their supports, while Lycan is farming away. This switch is so important in some drafts. When you have an Ursa, a Lycan, and you can do this, you definitely should.
Xiao Wei on the run on the bottom lane. They're going to glimpse him back over into Kinetic Field. The wall comes up in time, and even an extra time lock over on Xiao Wei. He'll get the crush off. MP, he's already used his, but Xiao Wei, the life! Barely surviving back past the tier 1 tower.
Wow, he actually can't get the Chronosphere as well, because he got stunned for long enough that he ran away. The sprint, such a fast little fish.
But this pushes Xiao Wei back off the lane, and MP back into a farming kind of role.
And they're getting a lot of farm down here. Dubu is getting level progression on his Disruptor, and Lich, of course, getting so much levels wherever he goes.
For now, Febby's just holding behind QO. The Ice Armor is probably going to be flagging that a little bit for maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that they're focusing mid, but that's why LGD are just playing to their own side. Okay, they want to get this Lycan strong.
It's rotation time. MP's going to make his way up. There is no Dire Observer Ward that will be able to scout this. The only one, well, the only two, I should say, watching around the mid lanes inside the jungle, and also a little bit further to the top rune, which is watching QO grabbing that 8-minute rune. A regeneration for him.
MVP has that one little anti-synergy when you have two heroes who want to clear Ancients to get their farm. Both Tide and TA gonna be happy to take it, but probably should go to TA in this game.
Well, Tide's still got a fair amount. Like, you got Arcane Boost as well as 9 and Talent 8 minutes in on a level 7 Tidehunter. So he's feeling great, and you want to get that Desolator up, right? That's the primary thing for QO next.
Yeah, definitely. He should probably buy the Bloodstone immediately, just increases damage so much.
Ancient Apparition, all he wanted was space for a level 6, and you can say goodbye to September. MVP, easy and quick rotations.
Surprised he stayed that long when they actually were doing a pull with Lion before smoking up. He could just have stayed at his tower, the creeps would come to him, so...
LGD, they see the stack. They can't farm it, however. They've got no heroes that can farm up stacks. So they try and loop in behind the tower, go further down. Their observable is going to reveal the fact that he's not there. In fact, QO has moved all the way down to the bot lane where Xiao Wei makes his way over to Dubu, gets the crush off. With the amplification, Dubu has to commit the ultimate as well as Fairy Fire. Can't walk out in time. And QO coming up to Xiao Wei, but that smoke rotation is still coming. So the amplifying over on QO. Febby's in the neighborhood. The Wolves are going to scout him out so they can see perfectly the targets they want. Xiao Wei now into the sprint. It's a crush over on QO. The Lich Hold is going to bounce, but it's actually lost inside the creep wave with a stun on QO. That TA will be lost. Barev comes in, but it's too late. The Tide Ravage won't create enough space, and now it's actually Febby being hunted down by aggressive. The Wolf will get the last paw swipe in. And LGD, easy rotation to bot.
Yeah, that was a long telegraphed rotation as well, and MVP still played so aggressive. No one was showing on mid lane, no one was defending the tier 1 tower top, so MVP definitely underestimating them there.
MP was still able to claim that tier 1 tower on the top lane, so that's something in return at least.
But you lost so much HP on the mid tower, and Viper's just farming away. In fact, he's going to be the one building into the mech for LGD. So not going for that Dragonlance first.
The survivability. Maybe LGD also recognizing the strength of the team fight of MVP if they want to force it now. Maybe turns. The TP coming in from aggressive, but he doesn't have dog form.
It's so much HP though on a Viper. It's scary to go into a tower like that. TPs are coming in. He has 11 armor, and then you're just gonna struggle.
Okay, MMY is already here in the mid lane. He wants to know, like, if MVP are going to come at him, they want to be ready for it. Because the rest of the time, MVP just start their farming up, and it will be QO to take up that Ancient stack.
And this is when he would get so much out of just having a casual Blightstone to negate the armor. There's so much armor from the double dragons, that's a little bit unfortunate for him. 6 armor aura from these Ancient Dragons.
Make life a little bit more difficult for him. Someone who's going to be a lot happier now is going to be Forev on this bot lane. Xiao Wei's been having, I want to say, free reign at the bottom lane. But it's definitely been a lot better for him in the last like 4 to 5 minutes.
He's getting the farm he needs. He's going to be really strong with that. And Vanguard coming out on the Voids.
Really want to see
his max HP.
Really want to see his Blink Dagger timing too. That's the one thing for LGD where they need to have their items to get that initiation off. Both the Blinks over on Lion as well as on Xiao Wei. Or you can just do this. Walk in, Ice Blast, now MP commits the ultimate. He goes for MMY in the back lines. Thanks to Dubu, you have lost the Tide Hunter. And Xiao Wei, he's got Crush available.
Dubu
gets it over on Dubu, doesn't get on MP, but with maybe rotating over, Dubu way too far up. Easy pick off for the TPing support of LGD to that tier 1 tower on bot.
And they just lost the Lion, who used his ulti anyway, so it doesn't really matter that he dies. He just committed for a kill, got it, and AA able to support from far away. That just shows how fast they can kill off even a Tide Hunter.
Have we actually seen a Ravage out from Tide?
I have not seen a Ravage, no.
Because there's been a couple of moments where you're like, man, Ravage could really change the course of this engagement. And then it's like, nope, he's already picked off. Top lane aggressive. TP's coming in from the Templar Assassin. He goes into dog form and,
you can't kill that.
Yep, there is nothing.
There's just no way. And right now, LGD are starting a lot of control in every single lane. You were talking about the Blink Dagger timings. They're going to be amazing. 1600 gold on the Lion, 1500 on the Slardar. They're going to be so strong when they get these.
It seems a little too easy.
Oh, Lion, I don't know how he does it. MMY is just a monster on this hero.
QO got a little bit chilled up. They trigger off one of the TA traps for Rev looking at September. QO is going to make his way, and with the glimpse, they bring him back. So the Ancient Apparition, this will be his second death now of the game. First one being the easy pickoff on top lane.
Good kills. They need this as well. Just using the Disruptor in a very good way so far. Sadly, it got caught out twice, but they need to recover somehow for QO, who died 3 times.
He's holding a lot of his money. Is it really that good to go straight for the Blink?
Yeah, he's going for the Blink Dagger. I'm not sure that I like this. He when you have 3 inventory slots open, that Blightstone that I keep mentioning. Oh wow. MMY. Jesus.
They don't know!
They didn't see the creeps attacking him.
Oh.
Even then, they wouldn't have vision on him, so they would have to commit to Ravage if they want to stop him.
So close yet so far away. TA actually delayed up her Blink Dagger by buying up a wand.
Well, you want that very one. But right now, I think LGD are so happy in the position this game is going. It's a steady increase in their control, and their net worth is starting to shoot ahead.
Yeah, about 5k is the advantage going the way of LGD at the moment. The experience isn't as close, but
You also have Lycan and Slardar on a dire lineup. Sure, you have TA on the other side, but it's so hard to get to this Roshan as easily when the tier 1 tower mid is gone, and bottom tier 1 might not be long for this world.
That's why they keep a Templar Assassin trap inside the pit. Keep tabs on Roshan at all times. If LGD are going to go in, you rotate over. Then this may be the only thing which probably stops LGD from instantly taking Roshan. It's the fear of the big ultimate combo that MVP offer.
Oh yeah, they have the massive cooldown, massive combination. It's strong, but at the same time, LGD can just split them up before going for it, forcing someone to go top. Just look at the Wolves even, just pushing out that top lane. Someone has to go there.
There's the double blinks, both for Rev,
Oh god.
as well as QO get their blinks at the same time. Now, the first reveal of this has to come with a bang.
Yeah, because you're right now ahead of the timing of the Lion at least. Slardar does have his blink, but right now MVP have a low power peak and they're so strong with all the ultis.
Well, they're actually revealing it underneath the tower. Both the blinks were delivered. So fortifications up. Haven't seen anyone from
Xiao
LGD ping it just yet, but Xiao 8, he's going to look for the support to come. The TA trap will slow him down. The Ice Blast is also on its way, going in very, very deep. Now QO is going to be the only one that gets chilled, but not actually connected on with the Ice Blast.
They still want to take this fight, LGD, the way they rotate in here. Not sure they can do it, but
They
feeling
may-
very confident.
They may still not know, unless they were really watching that courier closely.
It comes down to that mech, I think. They just want to fight while they have the mech advantage. Normally, Tide scope the mech first, not the blink, but against an AA here, they got forced to go on a different build.
Here's the smoke from MVP. They're going to try and get over the river. A simple leap into Chrono onto maybe. You still need to have him on, like, almost the front side of the Chrono so the rest of MVP can reach him. Templar Assassin range is really not that terrific.
Yeah, you gotta have him towards the edge at least. So far, TA only level 9 as well, so 2 points in side blades.
Well, dude, he's just inching and
Wanna go.
inching forward. Because the observer ward behind the tower, he's actually got a better position for glimpses. It also means he can glimpse away TPing support, something which LGD may not be ready for.
Thing is, Lion has his blink now, he's coming over.
MP, there's your jump. Chronosphere going on maybe QO. Perfect crush from Xiao 8, keeping QO out as well as Forever. The Ice Blast will fly, doesn't really hit properly, and thanks to the storm, it keeps LGD
Wolf is
back
coming.
underneath their own tier 1 tower. And then the Blink Ravage, catching 4 heroes. They really want that death of the Viper, and they might be able to claim it. The mech makes it difficult, but in comes Aggressive from the back lines. You may have claimed the Viper, but at
God.
what cost? You've lost 3 underneath your own tower. Dubu can't even get out. He'll get crushed. It's a triple kill for Aggressive.
Oh, that's such a disaster. All your ultis expended. This is where MVP needed to be stronger. And still, LGD just take the fight. Make it look easy. The only one who got focused, a Viper. That's exactly according to script, Toby.
Does this really flag the fact, like, just how much damage you can't you can't put into a Chronosphere? You Chrono it up, you couldn't kill the Viper straight away. The Templar Assassin was actually walking away and then had a slow turn to get back over to the Chronosphere.
The thing is that you don't even want to focus the Viper. It's going to be so bad for your team in every single way. But he was just sitting there near the tower defending it. Suddenly, you know, after 2 minutes of him defending like that, they decided, okay, let's try. But it was all a bait.
Yep, LGD were waiting. Obviously, when you're sieging a tower, you assume LGD are going to be behind it, waiting for the right moment. It was also a nice first reveal of the Blink Dagger over on MMY.
Yep, and again he gets value out of that ulti, just bursting down the TA before she can react. I don't know. This is where the Blink first build is really gonna struggle for MVP, by the way. She does not recover well in farm, and she's already falling behind so much.
And life is definitely going to be difficult for MVP as LGD. They don't let up. They give the pressure to that tier 2 tower on bottom lane. It's very easy to do. Aggressive's Necro books come back off cooldown. He's already got level 2 Necro.
they're
It's
going
the
for
middle
picks.
lane. The Ice Blast, Xiao 8 gets the crossover on Febby. Doesn't actually get hit properly by the Ice Blast. Now Xiao 8, they can turn this one around. The Glimpse pulling him back near the tier 2 tower. So Xiao 8 giving about 400 gold over. MP wants to go for more. Finding MMY even gets a time lock on top of the TA trap. Support is there for LGD. The question is, do they want to fight it? With the Necrobooks coming in, Aggressive making his play.
so
There's no
greedy.
Chronosphere available. Now Aggressive trapped inside the storm. The wall, they do still kill off QO, but does Aggressive keep his life up? Maybe he's on the way. The mech charge will be there. Aggressive tanking through it, but now the Lich ulti, they'll end up triggering off the Aegis Immortal. The Necrobooks will hold the Chain Frost.
Oh,
So he can
the
take
Lich
it. No,
ulti!
no! He killed himself on his own ultimate! Oh!
baby!
I don't know if calculated or just unintentional awesomeness, but LGD, they kill the Lich unwillingly dying.
Oh, that was such a sad death. Just, such a greedy way of fighting by LGD, but they realize when all the ultis are down, they should be stronger. So just going here is probably the correct play no matter what. Now, of course, Ravage is up, Chronosphere is up. Time to start playing a little bit more defensively, use the map with your Lycan. Man, I still feel bad for Febby.
Yeah, that's... You can't do anything against that. Like, he's got Glimmer Cape.
Doesn't stop pure damage.
Oh, it does not. It's nothing available to really stop it. So LGD now light years ahead. Even with the Lycan, like he burns the Aegis Team, all a bit aggressive. Is 6 kills, 5 assists, and 0 deaths. It is a flawless Lycan so far, sitting at almost 12,000 net worth. He's got his level 3 Necro books and already has another 2k gold on this Lycan. He's looking immortal. If he gets like a BKB, he won't even care about the Ravage. He won't care about the Disruptor.
If he gets the BKB as all cuirass, he's just going to be an unstoppable force. And I also want to point out, I really like the way LGD draft here. They know that maybe he's so mechanically skilled he can play anything, so you just pick something that fits here, that did the purpose, shutting down the mid lane, even when Lich came in and denied. Viper doesn't rely on levels that badly. He still does great.
Yeah. And we're seeing MVP, like, well, the best example is still going to be that mid lane fight, when they try and focus down the Viper and they still can't do it. And then he comes in and lends a hand with his own mech, and like, MVP just don't have the damage output yet, so they need to buy time. Like, you had the Vanguard over on the Faceless Void. Maybe if you can get to the Relic and into the Radiance, then the damage increase as well as the miss percentage chance against LGD can work a lot better. The only hero which would go for something like a Monkey King bar is in fact the Viper, who just finished up a Dragonlance. So you may not have that easy damage, but
I just feel this game is going to be a lot of pressure on heroes that are going to naturally struggle in this game. The AA was such a great pick for LGD, and I like that they picked it up early against MVP.
But then MVP also drafted into it, so
exactly,
it's kind of like that knife you kind of like help shove into yourself.
But they know that they want to play aggressively, and if you have an AA, you can always counter-initiate so well. With the Blink Daggers and the AA ulti, it just fits the style of LGD here.
LGD are preparing themselves for the top lane. MP's on his way up. Thanks to their Observer and Sentry, they were keeping close tabs on what was happening with them. And LGD's vision is actually, considering how much they've been invading into the Radiant side, they've got like one ward, which is down inside the Radiant jungle, and another defensive one on the top rune spot, and one on the bottom rune spot. They don't actually see deep into the MVP side of the battle.
This is going to be one of those games that get my Radiance Vanguard flamed, by the way. It's not going to work in this game. I don't know why he's saving for it. I really wish he went Diffusal, Manta style in this, a different type of DPS build, because you don't want Radiance against the Viper, first of all. Corrosive Skin is going to destroy this Void. Really, really annoying to have Radiance on against.
So maybe he just leaves as a casual Vanguard, but then you've also built a Void with no damage?
2.7k gold, Toby, that's the thing. If you wanted to go a different build, you would already have built the Blade of Alacrity. If you're going Yasha, you know, you're going to miss a lot of value. So it is the Radiance build. I want to distance myself from this, you know?
This is not the Waga approved moment for the Radiance build. Or the Waga
There's
build,
a time and place for everything, Toby. There's a time and place. BKB is almost up on Lycan right now. In fact, getting so close. 300 more gold.
LGD, they are coming into MVP's jungle.
And how do you stop him then? He just counters almost everything. And the physical damage you have, it's not going to be enough to bring down a wolf this early.
Yeah, you kind of just got to disengage. Like, that's it.
Unless you get the jump on him before he gets the BKB off.
Chance of that, though, is pretty small.
Aggressive, pretty fast with his reactions, yes. Oh, going for picks here. Not going to find anything as there is the defensive ward. At least that gives them the information there should be a ward here, the way they moved and MVP backing out.
I don't know if you saw the way Forev actually acted. MMY, 4 stops down the hill like he's about to blink himself in and initiate, but thanks to the Observer ward, like the Tidehunter saw it and instantly then blinked back, just in case something would happen. But it just shows you like Forev is saying, I need to live more than anything else, do not get initiated on.
Well, that tells you one thing, but as me looking at this game, it just tells the bigger thing. There's vision right there. LGD know now that, okay, that information is in our bank. And sometimes just knowing there is a ward there is as important as dewarding it.
Is this an LGD? Yep, it's a group up for a smoke, a 4-man maneuver behind maybe.
Again, they just want to go for tier 2 towers here. LGD so brave and in such a just great position here to take control.
Yep, and they just keep doing it while MVP try and keep these side lanes pushed down. At least QO has now got that Desolator, so the damage increase for the Templar Assassin is quite high.
That's going to help him a lot. His split push is much faster, and he can actually threaten the tier 2 tower a little bit.
You've also got a pipe completed over on Forev.
Yeah, that is a big pickup. It's going to deny a lot of damage from the AA. But I just wonder, how will they stand against the Slardar and the Lycan?
Oh,
Viper as well.
The simple answer is don't. The simple answer is wait until LGD come to the high ground. Ice Blast will try and slow down QO's push of this tier 2 tower up on the top lane. And LGD actually takes so long. That ice armor
It's a max level.
It's such a pain in the butt right now. LGD just want to take this tower, but they just get slowed up. And this allows QO to go for a semi-trade-off. The TP's coming in from MMY, the top lane. So it looks like he's ready to defend, and in fact they're going to glimpse him, but it takes him back to the tier 3 tower. And now the extra TP support comes in. QO, you have to get out of here right now. His blink's on cooldown for 1 more second. He goes up into the trees, and they will not find him. Necrobooks get triggered, Lycan ulti gets triggered, but they do not find their target.
I like how maybe actually pings very close to exactly where he was. If they blinked to where maybe he said, then they would have gone him. Good read.
They also understand too the observer ward is up, so with the Necrobooks they get rid of that too.
More control again, and this is just LGD taking towers and then waiting for Roshan, right? So very important that MVP are counterplaying this by being on the side lanes.
Keeping him pushed in, so LGD, if they do go for any kind of maneuver, it's a little easier to read for MVP. And now MVP start establishing a little bit more ward control. They don't put it next to... Oh wow, really, DOTA? You don't even want to walk down the river to pick up? There's an arcane rune, he just denies it from the high side. But they put an observer ward like deeper inside their own jungle, so they can see when LGD, like heroes like Lycan always want to be moving between the jungle camps too, finding that extra farm on their way through.
And it's going to be hard for him to keep any vision going, because you can always use the Lycan Necrobook just to D-ward in games where you can say, hey, let's take it passive for just a little bit, D-ward, get, you know, less information for the enemy team. And MVP, all of them moving under our ward here. The entire squad has been scouted.
And LGD aren't really reacting, they're still waiting behind their tier 1 tower in mid. It's the lowest thing they've got, it's actually within deny range too. So Zhao 8 will have the choice if he wants to get rid of it, and in fact he's going to take that choice. So just denying up the money to MVP. You still get a little bit for it, but when you're holding an advantage of 12,000 in favor of LGD, MVP need to get as much cash out of every objective as possible.
It also gives LGD their glyph refreshed, so now you can, when the split push comes on the side lanes, you can glyph for that. So
they're smoking. LGD are on their way. They're going to come in too.
The wolves are scouting so much. They know everything right now.
Yeah, there's one right in the tail of Dubu. The Blink Crush catching Dubu as well as QO. The Ravage, however, combining up with the Storm. It may be enough damage. QO trying to hunt that ancient apparition down. Now the Lich holding, bouncing around LGD. They're able to defuse this situation until the Chronosphere locking in Zhao Wei. They want him dead, and they're going to get him dead. But this is a 1-for-1 trade-off. The damage is gone. Dubu wants a TP out, and with the wall, he's almost able to do so. The Lycan was there to finish the job.
MP still not safe. 4 staff.
MMY actually getting caught, turned around. MP will be able to time walk away.
If only he had high ground vision there, he would have gotten him. He's gonna get away safely with the Void at least. That was also taking a big team fight. I guess MVP didn't take it. They were just caught with their pants down, so...
Yeah, but the fact that you got a double crush initiation off like that from LGD, if it wasn't for that Static Storm, if it wasn't for the Ravage, MVP wouldn't be able to get that control back again and get an option to kill off Zhao Wei. It took him a long time to do it, but now, because of this fight, because so many ultis are down, LGD can very safely take Roshan.
Oh yeah. And I also think that was a good move by LGD because they realized, they saw them all moving across the ward. They saw, okay, Radiance is not up yet on the Void. That's a very useless item compared to if you went for some different build. Just a relic, some extra damage, but no attack speed. But now when it's upgraded to Radiance, it's going to be a little bit more helpful. But look at all the item progression on LGD. There's just so much to deal with right now. Lycan has started building that AC as well.
MVP have a very hard task ahead of them. You have to watch the ulti timing. You might also want to watch Dubu trying to survive. Barev blinks himself forward. It's almost like posturing, so LGD can't keep the chase going and they can get Dubu back out to safety.
The wolf is stuck. Cannot chase. They're going to be out safely. The pipe definitely playing in there.
22 seconds, and 20 seconds until Faces Void. Ulti's off cooldown. 44 for the Tidehunter Ravage.
They do have the possible combination. If they get one more big Ravage, like in last fight there, catching out 4 people before BKBs and stuff like that, then MVP can take a team fight.
Say hello. And QO decides just to play sneaky. Goes in, Viz, blinks the other side of the tree line. MMY.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know, but if he did it...
they felt they should be there. Slaughter went down. He's like, is he here? Is he not?
It would have to be some next level game sense to impale blindly through the tree line.
It would be. If anyone could pull it off, I would expect MMY on his line, but...
That guy is a god. So, MVP trying to relieve the pressure before that push comes from LGD on the tier 2 tower. You do have now the BKB over on that Templar Assassin. So life's becoming a little bit easier for QO.
It's becoming a little bit better, but most of the stuff that LGD have doesn't really matter if there's a BKB or not. Amplify damage is still useful. AA ulti, Viper right clicks, Lycan and his dogs. Still gonna be hard to take a team fight. You need the control to be there if you're MVP.
Tower trade time. LGD will burn the fortification. Doesn't look like they really want to come back, because remember, like, this is a tier 1 tower for taking a tier 2 and potentially damage into a tier 3.
It's not the best trades, but sometimes you gotta take what you can if you're MVP in this scenario.
MVP's going to come back. Already LGD, they're about to walk up the hill. The observer wall gets placed. So LGD have perfect vision inside the MVP base. Noticing MP's on the front line. Xiao Wei jumps over on Forev, taking some decent damage. Has to already trigger the pipe. And it's only on the... Actually, it does blend over to MP. They get rid of the Observe Ward, removing that vision, and now Forev jumps in. They need this kill on aggressive with a storm up, and also maybe controlled aggressive. The Aegis Immortal will pop. Forev has to back up now with a finger of death. Forev, he's going to tick down low, maybe actually dodging the Mel Strike with that Mana Style and aggressive BKBs. He's hunting for Templar Assassin, even crits him down too. Looking for Dubu. The dog is mad. But his BKB is worn off, so now he has to be a little bit more passive. Templar Assassin does not have buyback,
Rax
so this is a top Rax. They're going to try and glimpse aggressive back into the wall with the Chain Frost, but Xiao Wei, a triple crush on the back lines. MMY, a follow-up double stun, keeping him in check. And Dubu, he'll die to maybe just easily move forward. Now attacks to MP, who has to time walk himself away from this one. LGD, still with all 5 players up, are looking to go even further than this. They can turn to the mid-racks with a crush from Xiao Wei. The Ice Blast coming in. MP, Febby, Forev. There goes the pop. Faithless Void is down. He still has a buyback, but there is no Chronosphere available for a minute.
And
you
they just
don't have combos.
They keep going. They have so much to just keep pushing here. Vlad's mech, keeping them healthy. Void buybacks, but how are they going to fight this?
They're trying to anchor smash and remove some of the damage. MP's coming in for Rev. There's your double stun from Xiao Wei. He's been all over MVP. Aggressive is dropping low. They'll force staff him away. Rev just can't keep up with this one. They're trying to buy time until TA is back. The Tide will buy back. TA's alive. They blink themselves forward. They need exit kills right now on LGD. They're all fairly low, but how do you find it? The Necro books even make a bit of a buffer, so they can't get close enough, and TA doesn't even care about hunting the hero. She goes up to farming the camps.
That was probably one of the saddest fights that I've seen in a long time. They lose their tower, they lose their racks, lose the tier 3 mid tower, lose the fight, lose buybacks, and they get absolutely nothing out of LGD. Not a single kill.
That just pushes LG's advantage to about 20,000 in the net worth. And for the first time, a real good dive in the experience graph going back to 7k. Yeah. LGD look in superior control of this game. MVP, they tried to go for the big combo style team fight with a Templar Assassin throttle, but it's kind of missed the mark.
LGD are just miles ahead when it comes to item progression, and that's what's gonna really hurt them. There's a BKB on the offlane Slardar with his 4-staff and Blink. Oh, they're looking for mid.
Yeah, but Xiao Wei's right behind it. You have Void Chrono Ravages of cooldown in 7 seconds time.
Yeah, they want to. They know they can't just scale into late game, so they have to take a fight here.
It's the
scan them out.
Yeah, perfect scan. They understand where they are anyway. It just confirms they're in the trees. And now, well, where's your run in? There goes your Ravage. QO's BKB. They completely pop off that Ancient Apparition. But the Disruptor is a trade-off. The gem is lost in the tree lines for the moment, and MP will get the Chrono up, but he doesn't get aggressive. QO can't escape, and he locks his own teammate in. The Tidehunter gets pulled and locked, gets drained out, wants a TP out. The stun is there, plus the Finger of Death from MMY. MVP, they have lost too much, and Xiao Wei, he's already there waiting with open arms to hug MP into oblivion. MMY drain it out, and that's 4 heroes gone. And with that, LGD can take mid-racks.
Yeah, they're gonna call
GG.
it. GG. What an amazing performance by LGD. They're just showing time and time again, they're not a one-trick pony team. They play so many different styles throughout this playoff. Before, I looked at a lot of their recent replays before the event. They didn't actually play that many different varieties. But here at the main event, they're just saying, okay, we have the individual talent. We have Xiao Wei to direct nice drafts that works together.
Yep.
And they're just showing it. It works.
It also felt like LGD got everything they needed to early on. You thought with the Lich, maybe the lanes would get throttled up a lot more, but the Blink Dagger timing, like MMY, I don't know if he's just got like a couple of like extra 100 gold up his sleeve before every single game, but he gets his Blink Dagger. Xiao Wei gets his Blink Dagger as well because they didn't really keep him out of that bot lane, so all the money kept coming in for their big initiators. And then there was just really nothing. Like when the double blinks arrived for MVP, did you really feel it? Like you got Blink Tide, you got Blink TA, and then...
I just want to point out one thing about the draft in this game. I really like the Lich against Maybe. It's a great way to shut down an effective mid player like this. But if you pick Lich first, he's not going to pick a hero like Invoker mid. It's not going to be that hero that you need to shut down. It's going to be Viper.
Yep.
And it's not fun.
And that's just LGD drafting smart. Of course, we've got a couple of smart people as well to also see if they agree with Wagner.